Hey, Julia.
Yes.
Sorry, Tracy. This is what I'm like every time I talk to Julia. I'm like, hey, Julia, can I ask you a question?
Ask
Every
her.
time.
Just do it.
The whole level 3 training was, Julia, can I just ask you this? Can I just ask you this? Julia Cannon. Now, it was Dolores' birthday the other day, or it
Yes.
would have been.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I would imagine that you would have seen a lot of birthdays with Dolores Cannon and experienced a lot of special occasions, especially overseas. Is there one, I'm putting you on the spot, but is there one that was a little bit weird or a little bit strange, or no, just a bit out there? Or was, and I was thinking maybe she was in Peru once, and instead of having a birthday cake, they might have had a guinea pig with a candle stuff on it, or something like that. You know, just something weird, or just, you know, just anything. I'm sorry if I offended
When you say a
anybody.
cake in another country, it wasn't for mom, but we were in Bali, and we were out there, those temples and everything, and
Yeah.
we were on tours, and all these monkeys were around and everything, and jumping all over the place. And one of the people in our group, it was her birthday, and so at the end of the tour, they had arranged to have a birthday cake there, and then we were all singing happy birthday. It's so funny because we got there, and they don't celebrate birthdays in Bali, and whatever in their no, they don't. They were like,
in their culture, wow.
in their culture, they do not. And I was asking about that, and they said, well, what's the big deal about turning another year older? Everybody can do that. That's not an accomplishment. It's like, well, so what do you celebrate? It's like accomplishments.
Wow.
And so whenever I said, yeah, exactly. And they were like, so when they got the cake, they had so nice. They had the cake and they did all that. And it's like, okay, so what do we do? And they're like, I don't know. This is your thing. We don't do this. And so we all did the happy birthday, and the monkeys were all around, and we're eating and stuff. And the monkeys come up and they're like, can I have some too? And so, but that was fun. I mean, that's probably that was very different. Like I said, it wasn't mom's birthday, but we could pretend it was. It
was an experience, yeah.
Absolutely. We were all together. And it was just, yeah, that's the kind of things we did. We would go to these places, and we were there, she was doing some talks. And yeah, and it just happened, and it was combined with a tour. So that was pretty cool. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My favorite video, YouTube video, was the 2012 Transformational Conference, and it was when she walked in, and then there was a standing ovation for her, and then you had to introduce her, and I could see the tears in your eyes. And it must have very much been a very proud moment, and I could imagine that Dolores. I'm not sure if she was stoic or anything like that, but I could imagine that her heart would have just been like, wow.
This is then,
wow.
Yeah, it was like, see, she didn't really understand. I mean, she was just doing her thing. And then it's like, how you go and you go and you go, and you're just doing your thing, and you're just going and moving and doing. And then all of a sudden it's like she stopped one time and looked around. It's like, whoa. Did I do that? What's happening here? And that's kind of what was happening there. It was, it's like I was just so proud of her and what she had done. And I was so excited that people were seeing. I'm going to cry right now. I was so excited that people were seeing
totally.
and acknowledging it. And very proud moment. Yes, thank you for the teaching. Yeah, it was just because she had worked so hard, and it was so nice that she was starting to acknowledge it herself. She was starting to see what happened. And because we were in classes that was about when it started, and she'd look at, the classes were getting bigger, and they were coming from everywhere. I mean, we had so many countries represented, and it was like, wow, how did this happen? And I was like, hello. And then she's like, did I do that? So it was just so gorgeous. And that's how it was in the very last class that she had, the very last live class. She came in, and the class gave her, it was like the largest class we ever had.
Yeah.
I think it's still, maybe we're really close to getting there now, but and everybody stood up, it was standing ovation when she walked in, and she just walked down the middle of it, of the room, you know, because I'd been talking to everybody ahead of time. And so she just came walking down, and they did that. And I was, oh my gosh, I probably was bawling on that one.
Totally.
Mhm.
Totally. Yeah, that's right. Because there's people that see Dolores as the icon,
Mm-hmm.
but she's very much a human, having a human experience as well. A lot of people forget about that side of her. You know, the struggle that she had. I love Five Lives Remembered. I'm so thankful for you to getting her to actually publish that book, because it talks about the struggles and the nights that she cried in her bed alone, and she was crying and she just couldn't do it, and she just wanted to give up. And
Right.
I can't do this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like that to me is the story that I just love, that part of him.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's very much, that's the human part, and every human has that experience, and every human goes through with it.
Right.
And especially for Dolores, because she would have had all the pressure, and just I couldn't even imagine what was going through her mind and what she was feeling. Yeah. But then in 2012, it was all just like, wow.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It's like now.
Wow.
Yeah.